What's up? Back out here again, another night, and I said we were gonna get the 68 on the hoist in the last little vlog video, and I didn't. So some other stuff came up and whatever, but we're here now. And to be honest, I've been neglecting this project for 2 or 3 years now, and it's not because it doesn't need to be done, it's just because it's gonna suck. So yeah, let's get this thing pushed out, back over here on the hoist. We'll get it up in the air, and hopefully tonight we can get it all the way down, pull all the suspension and everything out and get it all the way down to the point where we are able to get the pan off. We have 3 customer cars coming in this weekend, so it's either I do it now or it doesn't get done again until next year, and yeah, it's just not acceptable. So let's get it on the hoist, get it up, and do stuff. All right, so easy as that. Car's up on the hoist now. Let's take a look underneath so I can show you what we're dealing with. So this is our new Mylodon pan, and it leaks from one of the welds right here in the back. Now, luckily on this car, I'm able to get the oil pan out from the bottom, and let me swing around the back. And if you look up here, you can see that I have a, let me get that out of the way. There you go. I can see this rack and pinion here. So I have to remove the rack and pinion, and then this big cross member that goes underneath, and that ties into the lower control arm on this side and this side. So those need to come out. Then the rack comes off of the bracket comes down, and then I can zip the oil pan off all the way around the motor like this. That'll give us access to this back corner where I can weld it. And then I think what I'm gonna do is put the drain underneath here, just pointed straight down, and then it'll just be a little bit easier. If I have to weld on it, I might as well do it now. So that's kind of where we're at and what we're doing. So here's a look at the stuff I had to make. Let me walk you through it here. So this Unisteer rack right here, this black piece, that used to be on a cross member like this one, the big black one, but it sat higher up in the vehicle. So this silver piece and that whole cross member I had to remake. The reason is I have the Ron Morris engine drop mounts in it, so it drops the engine down 1/2 inch. And my oil pan, if I flip this up, my oil pan came in contact with this area right here. So obviously it wouldn't work. I had to drop the rack down. But in order to drop the rack down here on the black cross member, I had to re-raise up the tie rod ends here to maintain steering geometry. So, like I said, this silver piece, this aluminum piece, I had to remake. The cross member, I had to go and have laser cut and bent the way this is. These holes here, this one and this one over here, are the ones that go through to the lower control arm. That holds it fore and aft in the vehicle. And then the holes up here through the top, that holds it left to right in the vehicle through the frame in the factory mounting position where there used to be idler arms. That being said, it now uses a double D steering shaft that comes down here to a universal instead of the old rag joint that used to be in it. And then this comes all the way out here to the tie rod end at the spindle, obviously. So that's the steering setup. So now you can see we're under the vehicle, and without that cross member in between here, I can now drop the oil pan down like this. So what we're going to do is come up here, right there, this black cable, that's the clutch cable. And then you can see this black hose right here, that's the drain for the supercharger. So I need to undo that AN fitting, put a cap in it. Shouldn't be any oil up top anymore. It should have drained back already, but you never know. Next, I have to come up here and undo, I have a little like C bracket here that just holds the cable kind of closer to the oil pan so it doesn't come out and hit the headers. I move this out of the way. It doesn't come out and hit the headers here. From this angle, you can see the Ron Morris mounts here. So this little slot has adjustment front to back in the vehicle. And then down here, you can see that bolt. There's left to right adjustment in the vehicle as well. So what we're gonna do now, like I said, is undo that line and then that little bracket. We can zip all the way around and pull the oil pan down. It's leaking back here by this drain. It's not the drain, but it's kind of right in this corner here on the other side. So we'll get this thing down and out of the vehicle and hopefully get it welded up ASAP.
All right, so really appreciate you guys getting this far into the video, and I think that's where we're gonna end it for tonight. We got a lot done. We got the car up on the lift, we got the oil pan off, and if you did notice, I left the oil in the pan, and that is so I can go through the oil that's in there and make sure there's no excessive bearing material or anything crazy. Since this is a newer motor, I like to do that on the first couple oil changes. So tomorrow we can come back out, we'll go through the oil, make sure that's all good. We'll prep everything for welding and maybe even get that welded so we're ready to go back up this weekend. Anyways, hopefully you're liking this new style video. If you are, throw it in the comments below so at least I know to continue doing it or go back to the old style. And yeah, as always, have a great night and do stuff.